Heartbreak in the Duggar family. Jessa Duggar finally breaks her silence on the devastating loss of her twin babies. As tears fall and emotions run high, shocking rumors swirl about her marriage. As her husband on the verge of walking away, this emotional update has left fans in disbelief. Stay tuned for the full story. In a deeply emotional and unexpected update that has left fans shattered, counting on star Jessa Duggar Seawald has come forward with heartbreaking news. She has lost her twin babies. The shocking revelation came in an emotional video shared on social media, where Jessa bravely opened up about the tragedy that unfolded in silence over the past few weeks. The loss has not only devastated the Duggar family but also stirred up serious concerns about the state of her marriage with husband Ben Seawald, as rumors of divorce begin to swell. With trembling voice and tear-filled eyes, Jessa revealed that she had been expecting twin babies, a pregnancy she and Ben had kept private until they were ready to share the joyful news with the world. Tragically, before they could do so, Jessa suffered a silent miscarriage, a term used when the baby stops developing but the mother shows no immediate symptoms. Jessa explained, "We were over the moon when we found out we were having twins. I just kept thinking about the joy they would bring to our family. But during a routine ultrasound, there was no heartbeat for either baby. I was in shock. We all were." The emotional moment has resonated deeply with fans, many of whom recalled Jessa's previous struggles with pregnancy complications. The loss of twins has been described by those close to the family as absolutely devastating, and sources say Jessa has been leaning on her family and faith during this time. Members of the Duggar family were reportedly in tears upon hearing the tragic news. Jessa's siblings, especially her sisters Jinger, Jill and Joanna, have been extremely supportive, offering emotional support and sharing heartfelt prayers for Jessa and Ben. Michelle Duggar, the family matriarch, was said to be inconsolable when she heard what happened. She was so excited to be welcoming 2 more grandbabies. "This is a loss we're all feeling," said a family insider. Jill Duggar Dillard even took to Instagram with a touching tribute, "No words. Just tears and prayers. Jessa, you are one of the strongest women I know. We love you and we're holding you close in this storm." While many fans have expressed sympathy and love for Jessa, some troubling rumors have begun to circulate. Speculation is growing that her husband Ben Seawald is emotionally distant and has allegedly been struggling to cope with the loss. Some online sources even suggest that their marriage is under extreme pressure and divorce could be on the horizon. A source close to the family claimed, "Ben has been quiet, reserved, and not very present. He's not speaking publicly about the loss and it's raised a lot of questions. People are worried." Others, however, argue that Ben is grieving in his own way and simply needs time to process the trauma. His silence has sparked both criticism and sympathy from the Duggar fanbase. As of now, neither Jessa nor Ben have addressed the divorce rumors directly, but fans are watching closely. Social media has exploded with emotional responses from fans and followers who have stood by Jessa since her 19 kids and counting days. Thousands of messages have flooded her posts, with people offering condolences, prayers, and their own stories of pregnancy loss. One fan wrote, "As someone who's also lost twins, my heart is breaking for you, Jessa. You are not alone." Another added, "I hope Ben steps up and supports you the way you deserve. You need each other now more than ever." Many fans are now urging Jessa to take all the time she needs to grieve and heal, reminding her that motherhood and marriage isn't always easy, especially in the spotlight. This isn't the first time Jessa has faced hardship. In 2023, she opened up about a previous miscarriage that caught her off guard and left her emotionally drained. At the time, she received mixed reactions, some supportive, others critical due to how the family previously addressed loss and fertility. Despite that, Jessa has remained strong and has often leaned on her faith as her anchor during life's storms. In this most recent tragedy, she again referenced her belief in God's timing and purpose, saying, "Even when we don't understand, I believe there is a purpose for this pain. I trust that our twins are safe in the arms of Jesus." Where do Jessa and Ben go from here? The future for Jessa and Ben is unclear. While the couple has faced tough times before, this may be their biggest challenge yet. Whether they weather the storm together or drift apart is something only time will reveal. For now, Jessa appears to be focusing on her surviving children, her faith, and processing her grief day by day. She ended her emotional video with a simple but powerful message. To every mother who's faced this pain, I see you, I grieve with you, and I'm holding you in my heart. Jessa Duggar's candid admission has opened a conversation about grief, loss, and the quiet battles so many women endure. While the Duggar family is no stranger to controversy and public scrutiny, this moment has united fans in compassion and sorrow. As the world watches, one thing is clear: Jessa's story is one of raw humanity, resilience, and the bittersweet ache of what could have been. Whether her marriage survives or not, she's proving once again that she is a fighter, and that even in tragedy there's room for grace. Jessa Duggar is replying to online comments about the size of her family. Jessa and her husband, Ben Duggar, announced they were expecting their sixth child in an Instagram post on Friday, March 7th. The pair are already parents to Spurgeon 9, Henry 8, Ivy 5, Fern 3, and George 16 months. Jessa posted a YouTube video titled, Baby 6 Q&A My Morning Routine on Thursday, May 8 and acknowledged the negative remarks she's received about her growing family. When it comes to people saying negative opinions, I know this is not the case for everyone, but for me personally, I've never had anybody walk up to my face and be nasty, Jessa said. I have heard a lot of rude and unnecessary comments, but generally those are just online. Jessa, who is one of Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar's 19 children, also responded to comments comparing her to her mother. She noted that she's read comments saying she and Duggar are trying to follow in mom's footsteps. I'm not going to have 19 kids, but honestly, my mom is my hero. I love her. I adore her. She is my role model in so many ways, Jessa said. Her patience, her love, her gentleness, and her kind speech. She is the golden example of a mother, in my opinion. So when people say, do you want to be like your mother? I'm like, yes, please, Lord, help me. Even if people are saying that in sort of a negative way, I'm like, yes, please, Lord. She explained that despite receiving comments on social media, she hasn't had people be nasty to face. I know some people do have to put up with a lot of that flack or feedback from people who are close to them, just giving their opinion without being asked for it, she said. I think that would be way harder, but thankfully that hasn't been my experience. She continued by revealing some tips she's learned about how to navigate antagonistic comments. Oftentimes, we can set the tone for how people receive our news, Jessa explained. When we say something like, oh, we're expecting, or we're so thankful for this baby, we're so grateful, that definitely sets a different tone for how it's received versus we're definitely done after this one. This one was a surprise, or we weren't expecting to be expecting, she said. I don't think it's wrong to say certain things, but I know that sometimes we can cater to how we think other people might receive the news in the way that we present it, she said, before noting, if we think people might judge me for having another baby, we might be quicker to present the information in a way that's like backpedaling or apologizing for where we are in life. But the proud mom of soon-to-be 6 children said she doesn't live for other people's opinions. It's not other people's approval that we should want most, but I think that we can definitely influence in the way that we share information and maybe how other people will perceive and receive, she said. Jessa Duggar reveals she is expecting her 6th child with Ben Duggar, 2 years after dumping their savings into fixer-up a home. Counting on stars, Jessa Duggar and Ben Duggar have revealed that they are growing their brood, sharing the joyful news that they are pregnant with their 6th child. Duggar shared the happy update on March 7th on Instagram, sharing sonogram snaps that were captioned, halfway to holding you in our arms. Duggar and Duggar, who live in Arkansas, the same state in which the proud mom was raised, are already parents to Spurgeon, Henry, Ivy, Fern, and George, 14 months. The lovebirds, who tied the knot in 2014, received an outpouring of love from the Duggar family, with several of Jim, Bob, and Michelle's 19 children sharing messages of support on their siblings' post. Sisters Jill and Hannah congratulated their sister as they gushed about meeting her sweet baby soon. Congrats. So happy for y'all, commented Jill, while Hannah added, yay, can't wait to meet this sweet baby. Duggar and Duggar have experienced a rocky road when it comes to expanding their family. In 2020, the former reality star suffered a pregnancy loss, then went through a miscarriage 2 years later. I feel like in some ways, missed miscarriages can be so much more jarring because you don't have clear signs of something going wrong, she said in a 2023 YouTube video. Nothing could have prepared me for the heartbreaking news. At that moment, I was just in complete shock. I didn't have words. I just immediately started crying, she added. Despite the heartbreaking setback, the couple continued to wish for their large family. Duggar and Sewald's pregnancy news comes just 2 years after the lovebirds moved into their fixer-upper home in Springdale. They began rebuilding the 3-bedroom property in 2022 and documented their journey on their YouTube channel. We have been living in our house for about 2 weeks now and we are loving it. It's great having more space. We almost doubled in space. We were around 1,000 square feet and this is about 1,800, Duggar said in August 2022. When Duggar and Sewald first purchased the property, they noted that the structures were great and explained that they had fallen in love with the home's good bones. We are dumping a decent amount of our savings into this, Duggar said in a clip. But we feel it will suit our needs for years to come. So for that, it's worth it. The property sits next to Emmanuel Baptist Church, where Sewald works as a pastor. The charming abode is painted white and features a stone pathway and an expansive backyard. According to The Sun, the property was built in 1950 and was purchased by the church in 1985. Videos posted on Duggars' YouTube channel revealed the home is covered in dark wood floors and boasts a cozy fireplace as well as a large kitchen with plenty of cabinet space. The couple previously owned a property in Arkansas that was purchased from Duggar's late grandma Mary in 2017 for $100,000. It is unclear if they still own the home. Duggar is the 5th of 19 children of Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, who still live in their Arkansas home, which features an extra-large pantry, 2 stovetops, a baby wall with each child's photo, a mailroom and multiple washers and dryers. The Duggar family rose to fame after starring in the hit reality series 19 Kids and Counting. The TLC show ran for 7 years until its cancellation in 2015. The show followed the Duggar family and their ever-expanding brood. The network cancelled the program following reports of sexual molestation allegations against the couple's son Josh Duggar. A spin-off show featuring some of the family's adult children Jill and Jessa. Counting On also included Joy Duggar and aired from 2015 to 2021. Kelsey Carulli is a senior celebrity reporter who joined Realtor.com in 2025. She writes about trends encompassing real estate and celebrity properties. She previously wrote for Daily Mail, True Urban Culture, and J Media Corporation, where she specialized in covering celebrities, relationships, psychology, and gender issues. She has a bachelor's degree in journalism from Pace University, where she received the James Rose Award for Excellence in Journalism. When she isn't updating readers on A-listers moves, she is spending time with her cat, Mary, and cheering on the Albanian soccer team. Pregnant Counting On star Jessa Duggar Sewald reveals how she deals with the negativity she gets for having so many kids. Jessa Sewald has been shooting out kids since she married Ben Sewald at the ripe old age of 21. Now 32-year-old and pregnant with her 6th child, the former Counting On star says she has had to deal with her share of nasty comments from people who don't approve of her having so many children. In her latest YouTube video, Jessa answered a fan's question regarding how she deals with the negative comments she often gets because she has a lot of kids. Like her parents Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar and many of her 19 siblings, Jessa has vowed to leave the number of children she and Ben have up to God. This plan has resulted in Jessa having a child roughly every 2 years or so since she and Ben married in 2014. Jessa stated that most of the hateful comments she gets about her ever-growing supersized family are from people online. When it comes to negative opinions, and I know this is not the case for everyone, but for me personally, I've never had anyone walk up to my face and be nasty or rude, she said. But I have heard a lot of rude and unnecessary comments. But generally, those are just online. People will be like, oh, you're breeding like rabbits, or you're crazy, are you trying to follow in your mom's footsteps? Are you going to have 19? Jessa assured fans that she is not going to have 19 kids. However, she says Michelle is her hero for doing so. She is my role model in so many ways, she said. Her patience, her love, her gentleness, her kind speech. She is the golden example of a mother, in my opinion. Jessa said she is aware that how she presents the news of another pregnancy may affect how people receive it. We do set the tone. Sometimes we can cater to how we think other people might receive the news and the way we present it, she said. So if we think like, oh, this person might judge me for having another baby, then we might be quicker to present the information in a way that's kind of like backpedaling, if that makes sense, or apologizing somehow for where we are in life or our life decisions. Later, Jessa stressed that she and Ben know what they want when it comes to the number of blessings they can handle. I think at the end of the day it really comes down to being confident in the decisions we've made as a family, as a couple, and before God, Jessa said. And we don't live for the opinions or the approval of other people. There will always be people who will be on one end of the spectrum or the other. Whether it's you shouldn't have that many kids or you should have a maximum number of kids possible. I don't really feel like we fit into either one of those categories. Jessa explained that she and Ben don't think there's anything wrong with spacing kids or planning your family, or being done at a certain point. Jessa explained that she and Ben knew going into their marriage that they were going to be pumping out a lot of kids. I think we had thrown out the number 7 or something, she said. It was actually 15. During a 2015 episode of Jill and Jessa, Counting On, Ben proclaimed that he always had these crazy thoughts when I was young. I thought I would be playing football with my 15 sons. Jessa agreed that having 15 sons would be awesome. Anyway, after squatting out 5 kids, Jessa's thoughts on that have changed a bit. We always take it one at a time. Ben's concern is always my health and also our capacity to care for each one and love them well and help raise them up until adulthood, Jessa said. Our ultimate goal is to see each one come to know and love the Lord. So I don't necessarily think that's a quantity thing like, oh, you can't do that well if you have a bunch, or you can only do it well if you have a few. I do think God's grace is sufficient, but we do need to know our frame. Whether you have 1 or 19, it's just relying on the Lord and trusting in Him, she added. Currently, Jessa more kids than all of her siblings except for Josh. The felon is father to 7 children with his wife Anna. A few of Jessa's siblings, including her sisters Jill Dillard and Jinga Vuolo, have spoken out against their parents' idea that a married couple should have as many children as possible. Growing up, it was ingrained in me that if you don't have as many kids as you're able to, that there's something wrong with that, Jill said during a 2020 interview. But there was a shift in me where I felt like it wasn't wrong if you decide as a couple that it's best for you to wait. Children are a blessing, but that doesn't mean that at all costs you should have as many kids as possible, she added. Jessa Duggar shares super rare video with all 5 kids and fans are saying the same thing. Counting On star Jessa Duggar recently shared a super rare video with all 5 of her kids, and fans are saying the same thing in the comments. On Friday, May 9th, the former TLC personality took to Instagram with a clip of her children Spurgeon 9, Henry 8, Ivy 5, Fern 3 and George 16 months, whom she shares with her husband Ben Seawald. A delectable food and beverage adventure at the newest Onyx location in downtown Springdale, Arkansas. Jessa captioned her update. In the video, Ben and Jessa took their brood of young kids to the restaurant for tasty treats. The children enjoyed ice cream with their parents and looked pretty darn adorable in the process. Folks in the comments couldn't get over how grown-up Jessa's kiddos suddenly looked in the rare footage with all of them together. One person declared, "Kiddos have grown, wow. They are all so precious." Loves Henry's glasses, someone else echoed, "They're all getting so big." Another marveled, "Wow, those boys look like little men overnight. So handsome, beautiful girls, beautiful family," as a different Instagram user exclaimed. "They're really growing up." Meanwhile, other followers praised Jessa and Ben for their kids' impressive manners. One lauded, "Beautiful family and very well-behaved children. Great job, Mom and Dad." Another pointed, "Well-behaved kiddos." Yet another echoed, "Your children are beautiful and polite." In March, Jessa announced she was expecting baby number 6 due this summer. Hopefully, everything is going well with her pregnancy as she soaks in these last few months as a mom of 5. Jessa Duggar addresses nasty comments while pregnant with her 6th child. Jessa Duggar Seawald doesn't let nasty comments about the size of her family get to her. The 32-year-old Counting On alum, who is currently expecting her 6th child with husband Ben Seawald, addressed the messages she gets online that opine she is trying to follow in footsteps in a new YouTube video shared Thursday. "When it comes to people saying negative opinions, I know this is not the case for everyone, but for me personally, I've never had anybody walk up to my face and be nasty," Jessa said. "I have heard a lot of rude and unnecessary comments, but generally those are just online." As one of Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar's 19 kids, the TLC alum doesn't take offense to the comparisons to her mother. I'm not going to have 19 kids, but honestly, my mom is my hero. I love her, I adore her, she is my role model in so many ways, Jessa explained. Her patience, her love, her gentleness, her kind speech. She is the golden example of a mother, in my opinion. So when people say, "Do you want to be like your mother?" I'm like, yes, please, Lord, help me. Jessa and Ben, who also share sons Spurgeon 9, Henry 8 and George 16 months, in addition to daughters Ivy 5 and Fern 3, announced in March that their sixth child was on the way. And while some people think she's crazy for having so many children, Jessa said she's not taking in the online comments. Some advice that I recently heard on this topic that was super helpful to me was somebody was saying that oftentimes, we can set the tone for how people receive our news, Jessa shared. When we say something like, "Oh, we're expecting," or "We're so thankful for this baby," "We're so grateful," that definitely sets a different tone for how it's received versus, "We're definitely done after this one." I don't think it's wrong to say certain things, but I know that sometimes we can cater to how we think other people might receive the news in the way that we present it, she continued. So if we think people might judge me for having another baby, we might be quicker to present the information in a way that's like backpedaling or apologizing for where we are in life. Jessa Duggar incorporated sister Jessa into her gender reveal for third child. Jessa Duggar recently opened up about the sweet way she brought her older sister Jessa into the mix while learning the sex of her third child. The Counting on alum, who shares 2 daughters with her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, shared the story during a recent interview with People. The couple revealed earlier this month that they are expecting their third child together. Jessa, who is the 6th child of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, told the magazine that she took a blood test to learn her baby's gender but didn't want the results sent directly to her own email. Instead, she wanted the opportunity to find out at the exact same time as her husband. Once the results were ready, Jessa, 31, received them on behalf of her younger sister. "So then she sent us a package with a little outfit that told us the gender," Jessa, 30, said, adding that the gesture was so sweet. The reality TV star also had a fun way of informing her family members about her pregnancy. As she revealed in an October 16 Instagram post, she wrapped a pregnancy test for Jeremy to open on his birthday, a development that shocked him when he opened the wrapped box and discovered what was inside. Jessa later surprised her mom and sisters with the news during a bachelorette celebration for her older sister Jana, who married Stephen Wisman back in August. As the group gathered inside a hot tub one evening, Jessa was suddenly reminded that medical professionals generally urge pregnant women to practice caution when it comes to the amount of time they spend sitting in hot tubs or saunas. After consulting with her husband, Jessa told People that she decided to tell her family her exciting news that evening. Jessa recorded her revelation on video and posted it on Instagram on October 18. In the clip, she could be heard saying, "I don't know if I should get in. I don't think I'm supposed to get in if I have a baby in my tummy." Her announcement was met with cries of surprise and excitement as her sisters offered their congratulations.